The room was cold, sterile, and suffused with the faint hum of alien technology. Ambassador Kyle Vorthon of the Galactic Federation stood at the head of a long metallic table, his crystalline exoskeleton refracting light into shimmering hues. Across from him sat Commander Elena Vega, humanity's representative to the Federation, a woman whose sharp eyes and unyielding demeanor had earned her both respect and fear among her peers. She leaned back in her chair, arms crossed, as if daring anyone to question Earth's decisions. "Commander Vega," Kale began, his voice modulated through a translator device embedded in his throat. "The Federation has reviewed your planet's application for full membership. However, there is one glaring omission that concerns us all. Earth has no planetary defense grid." Elena raised an eyebrow but said nothing. Instead, she gestured for him to continue. "In every other member world," Kale explained, "we see layers upon layers of defensive infrastructure, orbital shields, automated missile arrays, energy barriers, even terraforming protocols designed to counteract hostile invasions. Yet Earth appears unprotected." Why? The question hung heavy in the air, like a challenge waiting to be met. Elena uncrossed her arms and leaned forward, resting her elbows on the table. Her gaze locked onto Kale's multifaceted eyes. "Because we don't believe in defense grids," she replied simply. Silence fell over the chamber. Several ambassadors exchanged glances, their expressions ranging from disbelief to outright confusion. Finally, Ambassador Talar of the Zenari Collective spoke up, her bioluminescent tendrils flickering impatiently. "That is unusual," Talar said, her voice rippling like water. "Surely you understand the risks of leaving your homeworld exposed? Even the most advanced civilizations require some form of protection against external threats." Elena smiled faintly, though it didn't reach her eyes. "What makes you think we're exposed?" 3 weeks earlier, high above Earth's atmosphere, aboard the stealth cruiser Aegis, Captain Marcus Kane stared out at the void of space. The ship was invisible, not cloaked, not hidden by any conventional means, but rather integrated seamlessly into the fabric of reality itself. To any scanning device or probing intelligence, the Aegis simply did not exist. "Status report," Marcus ordered, turning to face Lieutenant Rhea Patel, the ship's tactical officer. "All systems nominal, sir," Rhea replied without looking up from her console. "Quantum entanglement network stable, phase shift engines online, weapons prepped and ready." Marcus nodded, satisfied. He walked over to the hollow table at the center of the bridge, where a three-dimensional map of nearby star systems hovered ominously. A red dot blinked steadily near the edge of human-controlled space, a scout vessel belonging to the Vorathian Empire, a species notorious for their expansionist tendencies and brutal conquests. "They're testing us again," Marcus muttered under his breath. It wasn't a question. "Yes, sir," Rhea confirmed. "Their probe entered our sector 20 minutes ago. They've been running passive scans ever since." Marcus clenched his fists. The Vorathians weren't fools. They knew better than to send anything more substantial than a reconnaissance drone this close to Earth. But even a single probe was unacceptable. Humanity's doctrine of deterrence relied on absolute dominance and zero tolerance for intrusion. "Prepare a Phantom Strike team," Marcus commanded. "I want that probe neutralized before it transmits its findings back to Vorathian Command." Rhea hesitated for a moment. "Sir, shouldn't we consult with Central Command first? This could escalate." "This isn't escalation," Marcus interrupted sharply. "This is enforcement. If we let them get away with even the slightest provocation, they'll interpret it as weakness. And weakness invites aggression." Rhea nodded reluctantly and relayed the order. Moments later, a squadron of sleek black drones detached from the Aegis and accelerated toward the blinking red dot on the map. Within seconds, the probe was reduced to drifting debris, its signal silenced forever. Present day. Back in the Federation Council chamber, Elena paused to let her words sink in. You asked why Earth has no defense grid, she continued. The answer is simple. Because we consider offense to be the only defense worth having. Ambassador Kale tilted his head curiously. Explain. Elena gestured to the holographic display hovering between them. With a tap of her finger, the image shifted to show a vast network of ships, drones, and weapon platforms scattered across human-controlled space. Each node pulsed with activity, connected by invisible threads of quantum communication. Our strategy is proactive, not reactive, Elena explained. Rather than fortifying our borders and waiting for enemies to come to us, we project power outward. Every star system within 100 light-years of Earth is under constant surveillance. Any unauthorized presence is immediately dealt with, swiftly, silently, and decisively. And what happens when an enemy manages to breach those outer defenses? Asked Ambassador Talar skeptically. Surely such a wide perimeter cannot be maintained indefinitely. Elena's smile widened slightly. That's where things get interesting. 6 months ago, deep within the asteroid belt surrounding Jupiter, a secret facility known only as the Forge churned with activity. Inside its cavernous halls, engineers and scientists worked tirelessly to construct humanity's ultimate weapon, the Oblivion Lance. Standing nearly 2 kilometers tall, the massive cannon was powered by a miniature black hole contained within its core. When fired, it would unleash a beam of pure annihilation capable of obliterating entire fleets or planets in a single shot. Dr. Sophia Lin, the project's lead scientist, watched as the final components were installed. She felt a mixture of pride and dread as she gazed upon the behemoth looming before her. Pride, because humanity now possessed a weapon that could rival the arsenals of the most powerful empires in the galaxy. Dread, because she knew exactly how catastrophic its use could be. Doctor, a voice called out behind her. Turning, she saw General Adrian Cross striding toward her, his uniform immaculate despite the grime surrounding them. How close are we to completion? He asked without preamble. We're running final tests now, Sophia replied. Assuming everything goes smoothly, we should be operational within 72 hours. Adrian nodded grimly. Good, because something big is coming. Sophia frowned. What do you mean? The Varathians have mobilized their fleet, Adrian said. Hundreds of ships heading straight for us. Intelligence suggests they've finally decided to make their move. Sophia felt a chill run down her spine. Do they know about the lance? Not yet, Adrian replied, but they will soon enough. Present day, Elena tapped another command into the holodisplay, causing the image of the Oblivion Lance to appear. Gasps rippled through the council chamber as the ambassadors took in the sheer scale of the weapon. This, Elena announced, is our defense grid. Should any hostile force manage to penetrate our outer layers of control, they will find themselves facing the Oblivion Lance. It is capable of destroying entire armadas in moments, or rendering a planet uninhabitable if necessary. But surely such a weapon violates countless intergalactic treaties, protested Ambassador Kale. Elena shrugged. Perhaps. But survival trumps diplomacy, wouldn't you agree? Before anyone could respond, alarms blared throughout the chamber. A holographic alert flashed above the table. Incoming transmission from Earth Command. Priority level. Critical. Elena activated the transmission, revealing General Adrian Cross's weathered face. His expression was grim. Commander Vega, he said urgently, the Varathians are here. Their fleet just entered Sol system. Elena stood abruptly, her chair scraping against the floor. Understood. Initiating Protocol Black Dawn. As the ambassadors watched in stunned silence, Elena turned to address them one last time. Gentlemen, ladies, If you'll excuse me, I have a war to win." With that, she strode out of the chamber, leaving behind a room filled with murmurs of awe, fear, and uncertainty. For Earth, the battle had begun, and for the rest of the galaxy it was a stark reminder: humanity played to win, or not at all.